Now, when you first got into battle, was battle a shock to you?
Yeah. Now, again, if you're going to talk the Army and so on and so forth, you got to recognize that I was in a holding position. When the Washington Battalion went into action, we relieved the Lincolns at Arama at a point where there was not much action. And we were there for only 2 weeks. And the most we saw was artillery shells coming over. None of them landed anywhere near us. The next action is the Brunetti offensive, and we go into that, and on the first day I get wounded. Fear. Well, what is fear? Everybody has to experience fear when you're abnormal. If you don't experience fear when you're endangered, even if it's from a fist or whatever, when do you recognize that you overcome fear? Is that we're crawling into a position and one of the guys really got scared and he just froze. And when you find that you can, in the face of bullets and whatnot coming at you, you do keep going and do keep going, and you know.
But I would guess that there's almost a romantic aspect to war that when you finally meet it face on, it's just totally different. I mean, people grow up in movies, Hollywood movies, and they think they know what war is, and then it hits you. I mean, did you have kind of a rough awakening the first time out?
Without question. You're scared. You're scared stiff because bullets are whizzing around like mad. Sure, I wasn't there long enough to experience it completely. But what happens eventually is that you learn to recognize by the sound what the heck is happening and what really is. The bullet that kills you, you never hear. Or the one that hits you, you never hear. But you get a feel of where the bullets are going, where the shrapnel from the mortars are exploding near you. And, well, what's your original question then? I lost track of it.
No. Charlie told me, for example, a story how they executed two guys, fascists, and he was talking totally matter of fact about it, which was just totally amazing.
I mean, because it's two human beings?
Yeah.
Well, then you get back to this business of hating fascists, so motivation. And while you're on motivation, when we came back from Spain, when the United States in 1941, after Pearl Harbor, they sent special people down to us and asked us to participate in a project which was organized by a Yale professor. They wanted to get the most recent group of Americans who had been in action in order to find out what motivated them. And what motivated was a hatred of fascism and an understanding of why you were doing what you were doing. And it is our opinion, and others have agreed with us, that on the basis of that study, this whole system was developed in the U.S. Army of the, they call them a special name, not intelligence officer, who would read, who would address the troops and tell them what was happening on the fronts and why and so on and so forth.
But, a man who is as nice as Charlie and as nice as all of you guys, and I'm sure you've all grown up on this thing of camaraderie of all human beings.
And hate war.
And hate war. And fight a war.
And fight a war because there's a reason for it. If there is a reason for it, then we hate it more having come back from a war, having seen what it does to people, having seen what it does to us. And believe me, I didn't kill anybody. I fired my rifle a few times, but I don't know if it hit anybody. I was firing at distant objects, men running. But if you kill them up close, I can't imagine anybody not being scarred by killing another human being.
Yeah.
Can you? Under any circumstances. Even killing them? Now, if I'd have been with the liberation troops at Dachau, and I had seen any Germans around, I would have gladly have run a bayonet through them. I would imagine, though, that...
So the anger was immense.
Yeah. But I can't imagine that you sleep comfortably for the rest of your life and never remember the fact that you took a bayonet and ran it through a human being.
Did you see atrocities when you were there? Mass executions, things like that?
No, that I didn't. No. I saw the end result of the bombings, people in hospitals. I was in hospitals for years. And I saw the end results of all of this, children maimed, women so on. I never saw them lying dead in the streets and that kind of thing. I merely saw in the hospitals the wounded being taken care of.